Hello and welcome to today's episode of Dream Business, Dream Life. So tomorrow I'm going to be celebrating my 50th birthday. I mean, how did that happen? I still feel 21, although, let's be honest, my body, my grey hair and the wrinkles often remind me I'm not. But you know what? I don't really care that I'm getting older because age is just a number, right? But turning 50 has really given me a bit of a kick up the bum. It has pushed me into reflecting on life, reflecting on where I've been, and more importantly, reflecting on where I want to go. So today, I thought we could explore this a little more, and hopefully some of my thoughts and findings will help you to make the most of your life too. Now, I'm not here to play small anymore. I'm not here to just plod along and get by. I'm not here to see where life takes me. I'm here to take myself to where I want to go. This podcast is called Dream Business, Dream Life because I honestly believe you can have both. Now, I've shared my story a million times. I'm going to share it a million more times because I honestly believe by sharing it, I'm helping others to see where I went wrong. And more importantly, the lessons I learned along the way. Now, had I not experienced the things I have experienced, I don't think I could help people in the way I do right now. I believe my lived experience is the thing that makes me different. So there are no regrets for me, but there would be if I'd carried on the way I was. I was working crazy long hours. I was suffering with really low self-esteem and very poor mental health. I was just surviving. Now, if that resonates with you and right now you feel like you are just surviving, then know that you're not alone. But also know that you can change that. You can start to thrive again. You can live that dream life and grow that dream business. I know because I wouldn't be sat here right now recording this podcast if I had not done that exact thing. This time 4 years ago, I couldn't see a way out. I couldn't even begin to imagine my life being any different than it was. But you see, that was the problem. I couldn't see it, and I didn't believe it was possible. So I kept going and going until I reached that point of, I'll not do this anymore. And I don't want that for you. I want you to see that although right now, whilst you might feel overwhelmed, overworked, and like you're just wasting your life, there is change coming. But you have to let it come. You have to trust the process. And more importantly, you have to believe it's possible. So let me highlight some of my 50th birthday reflections for you. First up, relationships. Now, over the last 50 years, people have come and gone in my life, and I think that's quite normal. But it wasn't until very recently that I realized I actually get to choose who is in my life. I get to spend the time with people I choose to spend the time with. And I get to choose the people that I work with as well. I don't have to put up with people because they are people that I need to be around, people that I should be around, be them family, friends, or business acquaintances. It is absolutely okay to close down or tone down relationships that make you feel uncomfortable. It is okay to choose not to be in someone's world because they don't light you up. The last thing you need is people in your life that drag you down. Life is short and life is precious. So the people that you spend your time with matter. They make a huge difference to how much you enjoy life, and they make a huge difference to your business and personal growth. Now, over the last 12 months, I have really curated who I spend my time with. I no longer care who I should be connected with. I just connect with the people that make me feel good. And honestly, it's the best thing I've ever done. A small curated group of people that cheerlead you, that lift you up and allow you to just be you is much better than a big group of people who bitch behind your back and drop you the minute a better prospect comes along, because that happens. So lesson one is to surround yourself with the right people. Then there's business. Now, I started my first business in March 2006, so I would have been 31, young and 31. Now, at the time, I didn't know a great lot about business. And it wasn't until recently that I really thought about what that meant. Nearly 20 years I've been my own boss, yet I'm only just beginning to feel like I'm actually my own boss. And that's madness, madness. But I see it a lot. And maybe you feel it right now too. So many people start a business as they want to be less tied, more in control of their life, freer. Yet so many people go and create another job for themselves. But this time with the added stress of being the boss. I mean, when you're the boss, it all starts with you. The strategy, the marketing, the sales, the team, the tech, the cock-ups, and of course the pressure to get it right. There is no tech team to ring when systems crash. I wish there was. There's no marketing team to create your content for you. You have to do that yourself. There is no sales team out there pitching for you. You have to get the sales. When you start a business, it is just you. You're wearing all of those hats, yet quite often your income is similar to that you earned in your day job. But for that, you didn't have to work as hard as you're working right now. Starting a business is a huge and exciting decision, but it's super important not to get lost in that initial excitement, not to get pulled into the hard work and the you will get there mentality. Of course, you may get there, but at what cost? For me, that cost was me, my mental health, my happiness, and my overall priorities in life. I made decisions that were based on something I didn't even want. So my mistake, well, one of them, I made a lot, was not allowing myself to be COO of that business from day one. Yes, of course, I had to wear all of the hats at the beginning, but I should have been more intentional with the strategy. I should have let go of tasks sooner, and I should have invested in my own personal growth as well as the financial growth of the business. I should have been in more control of what was going on. Which leads me nicely onto the biggie, the regrets. Now, I always say, and I think I've already said it today, I have no regrets. But being able to say that has been one hell of a journey for me. There've been plenty of mistakes, and I've made things that have sort of led me down a path that I possibly wouldn't have gone down if I hadn't made those mistakes. And yes, there are things that, I probably wouldn't do again. But I realized that by seeing these things as regrets, I was actually holding myself back. I was telling myself I would make the same mistakes again. And I was simply reinforcing the self-doubt I already had. When we lost Becky last year, my head went straight into regret mode. Thinking about the things I should have done, thinking about the things I should have said, how I should have been a different mum, how I didn't get to take Becky to New York or to get more photos of the two of us together. But I can't change any of that stuff. I wish I could, but I can't. And so it wasn't helpful for me or anyone else if I wallowed in what I could have done differently. Over the years, I have wasted literally thousands, hundreds of thousands of pounds, in fact. I couldn't even begin to work out how much I've wasted. And until very recently, really, I regretted that. I wished I'd done things differently. I've also made bad investments, bad choices with how to spend money. And I've walked away from opportunities that I should have gone all in for just because I couldn't be bothered or I was not letting anyone tell me what I should be doing. But I realised that by regretting this stuff and focusing on the money I have wasted or the opportunities I've missed out, I'm allowing myself to keep telling myself that I'm bad with money. Can you believe it took me 2 years to even trust myself to make any sales within this business? As I was so afraid I was going to cock it all up again. I was obsessed with the fact that the money didn't make me happy and that I was rubbish at managing it. Yet the minute I stopped regretting how I'd handled that money in the past was the minute this business started to grow financially. And with financial growth comes more impact on people's lives. And that is why I do this. So for me, my biggest reflection for my 50 years on this planet has been around how I think about the mistakes I've made, how I no longer regret anything. Instead, I take it all as learning and I make sure that moving forward, I don't do it again. I don't just learn, I change and I implement. Now, I could sit here and talk to you all day about my 50th birthday reflections because honestly, there has been so much. I love reflecting, and this one has been an amazing experience. But I think for today, I'm going to leave you with those 3 key pieces of information. Surrounding yourself with the right people is essential. Being the CEO of your business is essential. And remember, no regrets, just lessons. So this time now, next week, my first podcast in my 50s will come your way. But for now, thank you for listening, and I will see you next time.